Hey everybody, we are back in yet another gorgeous aircraft, and you may notice, if you're really particular about audio like me, that my microphone sounds better. That's because I am using headphones with the Oculus Rift S for this particular flight. Just thought I'd try it. I have done this before and it is nice to use full proper headphones, but it is quite difficult getting them over the Rift S. But in my case, with the ones that I'm using, the Turtle Beach headset, seems to work okay, so we'll give it a go. But yeah, more importantly, here we are in what is my a couple of videos ago I did say what my favourite bizz jet was the Aerobas Eclipse 550. Well, this is my favourite sort of corporate, almost commercial style business jet, really. This is the quintessential business jet, really. That's a good word to use, isn't it, hey? But it is. So today I thought we could fly from Geneva, hence the beautiful mountains in the background there, to the newly released Orbex East Midlands Airport. Pre-flight is complete. It's time to step aboard this luxurious corporate jet. So this is the business side of things. The cabin in here is amazing and very, very modern. This is the first time I have even sat in this cabin since using the Oculus Rift CV1. I didn't actually get a chance to use it with the reverb, but jumping in this straight into the Rift S, oh, it's gorgeous. Everything is so clear and beautiful. Now we have a flight plan all set in and everything, and we've checked the weather conditions. We're going to be going out on runway 22, I think, or 23. But we first of all need to get this started up, and we're going to do it from cold and dark. So first of all, we need power. Always helps. And there it is, all coming to life. Oh, wow. Yeah, guys, this is a bit of a new experience to me, this one, because I haven't seen this. I haven't seen this cockpit before, quite like this. It looks stunning. I can read everything really clearly thanks to the Rift S. Amazing. Love it. Right, okay, so we want our APU on, really. That's what we want. So we will click, get that up and running, click it on there. It's funny, a lot of YouTubers, they rehearse their flights meticulously before they put them out, but I'm not going to bother doing that. I'm just sharing my experiences as just a general amateur kind of flight simmer, really. And if you're interested, please climb aboard and enjoy the flight. You will be looked after today in the cabin. Oh, look at that cabin. Oh, fantastic. We will have a look at that later on. But we need to get ourselves sorted here. So we do need, those pumps are already on. We need our air conditioner to norm. Need to put all these pumps down here to auto, like so. That should be down there. Okie dokie. They won't come on just yet. We obviously need our beacon on. Maybe our seatbelt sign on for the passengers. Looks fantastic in here, and you can really feel how big this cabin is compared to some of the other jets we've been flying and aircraft. It's very nice indeed. Now we want to do an engine start, really, ideally. So we're going to switch these babies on here. Come down here and put our ignitions on. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I might ditch this whole video if you can't, because audio is kind of important. The Rift S microphone is not great. It isn't very good, really. And when I get the reverb, because I will be getting another one at some point, This is the kind of flight I would use it for, definitely, where sort of motion projection outside, it doesn't have to be completely silky smooth all the time. Right, okay, so I think just checking what we need to do. I mean, we could go, we obviously have our checklist here. We've got the APU on, switches check, gear handle down, hydraulic pumps, well they're actually on now, but we're going to do that because we're going to do an engine start, air source, yeah, all that's off, so yeah, that's fine. So what we can do is we can move that on, if I can remember how to do it. That button there, initial checks, and yet all we need is standby, instrument on. Fuel quantity is checked. Yeah, ram air, anti-ice. Well, that's all off at the moment, but that will be going on soon. Nose wheel steering. Sorry, that was there. Nose wheel steering there. That definitely needs to be on, ready for taxi. I'm not doing the checklist in the complete right order, but don't worry, guys. You're safe with me. I know what I'm doing. Sort of. Engine start, that's what we want. So we've got those on. We want to take this back down there. That's nice the way they do it. I love that. That's great. Okay, that actually locks it in place. So we want that out. It's funny, it seems to remember the last time you flew it, and the you know, if you've left anything on or whatever, then it will remember that, which is quite cool. Emergency lights, we need to check those. So they go on and then they go off. What else do we need to do? That needs to be on. Okay, we're looking good. Right, let's start these engines. It's a smooth aircraft, this to fly. Sounds fantastic. Okay, that's a nice start. We're going to go for the next one, number 1. And while that's starting, it's looking like it's a good start. We're going to get Avatab up. We're going to need that for various things. First of all, we're going to need the airport information. We're going to need our AVR plug-in. Our beloved AVR plug-in. Just checking the screen, because the screen has a nasty habit of suddenly becoming in desktop when you'll have the mouse in the middle of the screen, and I've done a video, and for the past half hour of it there's been a massive bloody mouse in the middle, and it's just kind of annoying to say the least, so I'll have to keep checking. Yeah, we'll bring up the X-plane map as well, because that is quite useful. We like that. Right, so we'll put in LSGG in here. LS. It's not going to let me do it. Sometimes when you press the manipulator, the letter comes up twice. It's so annoying, and as you can see here, look, Al. See? I pressed it once. Right, well that's no good then. We can't use Avitab for now. In fact, we can't even get rid of it now. I'll just do it like this. See guys, nothing ever goes to plan really, does it? It's fine, we've got a backup, we can use this. All we want to get is the ATIS anyway. 12475. 12475.
Geneva information Tango.
There we go.
1600 Zulu weather. Wind light and variable. Visibility more than 10. Sky clear. Temperature 22. Dew point 17. Altimeter 3000. Arriving runway 05 left. Departing runway 05 left.
Oh, it's 05, it's changed.
Advise on initial contact you have Tango.
Okay, that's fine. The weather has changed, the wind direction has changed since my plan. That's fine, we can handle that. We'll just put that on standby for a moment. What we're going to do is we're going to put our standby instrument on as well, so we can then change that 300. That's pretty much set. That's good. Now we're going to put our anti-ice probes, all that kind of stuff on. Switch that on. Those on. Just clearing up a few things here. Bleed air on. Looking good. Passenger door is still open. That's kind of worth knowing. We'll go down the back here and sort that out. Is there a manipulator somewhere here to shut that? Probably not. Let's go outside and do it. I did do it. Somehow. There we go. Okay. Oh, it's a bit quiet in here now. Very nice. That can go off. Okay, we're looking good, guys. But we do need to put our flight plan in. Just need to go to route menu, co-route list, and find it. It's not there. I've got quite a few flight plans in here from all the various flights I've done. There it is. Okay, so we have located our flight plan. We're just going to add in the rest of the details here. So Lima Sierra Golf Golf, that's Geneva. And we're heading to East Midlands. Put that in there. Now we need to set our VNAV speeds. We're going to be cruising today at flight level 300. And I'd like to, on the climb, initially climb at 230 knots up until 5,000 feet. Just gives you quite a, I mean, in real life, as I've spoken to private jet pilots who fly in real life, of course, if you set that and the VNAV speed will keep that 230 knots, the VS would go through the roof, and it'd probably be quite uncomfortable. But hey, as we're in this sim, and I know your passengers, you guys who are my passengers, are quite hardy folk, you'll be fine. Don't worry. So hopefully then all that's been inputted into there. Brilliant. Need to change our nav source as well. So FMS. And we are about good to go now, I think. We need some more lighting now. We'll put a taxi light on. And I think we're gonna leave the APU on. As that, I've been told, is what the real pilots do. On climb out. So that's what we'll do. It's a beautifully crisp evening here in Geneva. I'm not sure if it will be dark by the time we'll get to East Midlands. Frame rate is just so nice here. Even with all this nice scenery. Of course, this is their default sort of gateway airport, but it looks good still. It looks great. I have spent quite a lot of money actually on Orbex airports in the UK, because I absolutely love flying in the UK. You know, it's my thing really. I do enjoy doing it, so I'm quite happy to spend that kind of money on some of these airports because I know I'll use them quite a lot. But the East Midlands one is, I know it's a bit of a love-hate thing for me at the moment. I love the detail. It's a great airport, but it just somehow doesn't feel very optimised compared to some of the other airports that they've released in the past. I mean, if you consider like Southampton, that's quite an intricately, detailed and complex airport. So is Cardiff. They run really well, and they've got more custom buildings and scenery than East Midlands. But yeah, it just seems to run a bit slow. So we'll see how we get on with that. You know, one thing I haven't done, I haven't put in our SIDS and stars, so don't worry. That's what we'll do. We'll get to the end of the ramp and we'll very unrealistically put them in. I mean, you know, in real life you probably wouldn't put your arrival in until you were a bit closer anyway. But we'll get all that sorted in. We'll get it all inputted in as quick as we can. Wow. Whoa, that feels weird in VR. Oof. Straight over the top. It's nice to be back in Geneva. Beautiful city. I love this aircraft so much. It flies so well. And what is amazing about this aircraft, let me hold short here, is the performance is incredible. It really is amazing. Right, anyway, I digress. So, we are going to be departing. And we are looking for DIP 16A. That's the one we want, I think. Just check in, yeah. So we'll select that one, execute, and runway 23, execute. There we go. And then we'll go back and select our arrival, which is, I think, let me just, might have to check that. Let me just check that a minute, because I think it's the Pig 01H what we want there, so we'll put that in, fire that in there, and that is execute that, and then ILS 27. Yeah, and we want the Pigot transition. That's all in. Now, do we have any discontinuities? No, all that's looking nice. Of course, you can do a step, and you can check it as well, if you want to, which is very useful. I think, is it that one? You press, it's been a while. Legs. Back to that. Is it that one? Yep, step. So as you can see, that's our flight plan there. We can go next and check the route out. We can zooming in and out as well if you want to. Check it. Looking all good, that. I'm happy with that. So we'll get away from that. Go back to our flight plan. And I think we're about ready to go, guys. So we'll put our landing lights on. Strobes are coming on. Seatbelt signs are coming on. Everything's looking good. We've got no warnings or anything left to do. We're going to put our flaps take off, and we need to trim as well. This is such a nice jet. Lined up nicely on 2-3. Okay, just check our trim. Yep, we're in the zone there. Alright guys, I think we are ready to go. Throttles up.
Configuration.
Oh, not that much though. Might turn this up a bit so you can hear it better. V1, V2, rotate. gear up. +8. Very nice indeed. Oh, look at that for a view, guys. You can see those mountains. Oh my goodness, off in the distance there, and all these buildings. Wow. Right, we're going to not mess around here. Autopilot on. And we're going to hit nav and VNav. Okay, so we are passing 10,000 feet, so we will take our landing lights off. All is good, and we're now going to switch our APU off. So there that goes. Keep ignitions on for now while we're in the climb. All is well, and if you're wondering, guys, I'm using Google imagery for my ortho. Very lucky that a friend of mine knows how to do it properly, and it does look amazing. It's Z17 and 18, and yeah, it looks so good. And there's very few clouds. There actually is one just there, I can see, but that kind of thing doesn't bother me too much. It really doesn't, and in some cases makes it look very realistic actually. It's no big deal. There is a few clouds actually around there, but that, yeah, it's looking nice, very nice indeed. So in case any of you guys are wondering, yes, I am still very, very happy with my Rift S. Even you know, I'm sat here with headphones on, something I said I wouldn't bother doing. It's actually not that bad, it's quite comfortable. And most of the time, I find that just using the Oculus Rift's sort of built-in headphones is enough, to be honest. I know it's not brilliant, it's not the best audio in the world. Oh, we've got a bit of stutter there, it's loading some ortho. But it's not that bad, actually. And then when I really feel like doing a serious flight with proper audio, I can just shove my headphones on, and I could probably make it even easier if I could be bothered to buy the PSVR, is it? Not PSVR. This, or Mantra, I think it is. There's a couple of headphone makers out there that clip on to the headset. So even me being a music guy is my profession, and you know, if I was playing certain games, because I am getting more into VR actually, and there's certain games that really need that immersion. But with flying, of course it still needs that immersion, but it's not so important to have the most crisp audio. And in most cases, I honestly don't find it much of a problem. God, wow. I'm not going to forgive Oculus for it. You know, they should have brought out some sort of audio solution. But since the latest firmware update, it's actually really good. The only thing it's lacking is that bass frequency. Everything else, the positioning, spatial audio, all of that kind of stuff, is fine. We actually got Avitab down here as well, which is pretty cool. And you know, before I wasn't able to read that. Nowhere near, no chance. But in the Rift S, I can. But having said that, I still prefer the larger screen. Especially in this cabin, there's quite a lot of room in here. I feel very, very roomy in here. So I can put that anywhere I want to, really, without too much issue. It's always nice to know where you're flying over in detail with Avitab. I need to use a program called Little Nav Map or something like that, which looks like a very cool flight planner that kind of interjects into Avitab, so that'd be quite cool. So anyway, we are about to pass Dijon. Very nice place. Stayed there just last year actually on my way around Europe. And maybe we can just pop outside so we can see it at 25,000+ feet. It's a beautiful medieval city. Recommend going if you've never been. Just the sheer scale of all of the incredible buildings and cathedrals and churches. Oh, it's just a fantastic place. And you get a kind of feel for it in the ortho scenery when you look down and see all those cobble streets and sort of, you know, real compact buildings and architecture and the rivers. It's just, you get a real sense for it. It's really, really nice, nicely done. And all this is free, folks. Amazing. Look at all that. That's all free down there. Oh, is that a racetrack or something? Yeah, it is. That looks cool, doesn't it? So maybe now's a good time to check out that luxurious cabin as we load a few textures there. Let's go back and relax. All we need now is a glass of wine and some music. Well, funny enough, I can do the music. I can help you out there. Let's open these blinds. Check out that beautiful view. Wow. So yeah, this aircraft has its own sound system. Check this out, guys. I love this. Enjoy. Sit back. So there you are, guys. How cool is this aircraft? It's gone to that extra mile and just so nice, few little nice touches. I honestly, it's strange. I feel like I can see myself in that mirror. Like, why can't I see myself in there? It's so strange. And you can teleport around the aircraft. I haven't known that with any other aircraft so far that I've used. It's quite strange. Pull those out. They're a bit weird, but yeah. Click spots here. And really just, it's a great place to be, isn't it? I really feel like I'm in this jet right now, guys. It's fantastic. Okay, back to business. That was fantastic. I will definitely put a link in the description to this aircraft because it is just magnificent. In terms of the big metal, that, I mean, this is about as big as I fly. Generally speaking, I'm not really an airliner kind of guy, but this suits that itch perfectly fine. Or if I need to get somewhere fast and carry a lot of passengers with me, this is the aircraft to do that job. And it's great to revisit it. I mean, it's more than great. It's mind-blowing to revisit this aircraft in the Rift S. I really wish that I tried this aircraft with the reverb, but it was all a bit of a blur. That whole 2 weeks of having it was quite a blur of that first initial, oh my goodness, I've got this headset, I've been waiting for it for ages, just felt like for months and months, and then realising slowly but surely that there were some serious issues with it. Great shame, but I don't know, I'm still holding out hope for it, especially now. I don't want to talk too much about VR headsets, but it's difficult not to right now. Oh, we've got a high flyer. Very nice. Oh, that looks fantastic in VR. It is difficult not to talk about VR headsets because there are so many coming out all at once. I don't understand why there's so many coming out at once. We've had such a long period of time with nothing, and now I don't know what. It's weird, isn't it? Like, surely it's not. It's kind of counterproductive for everyone to release theirs at the same time. Wow, fantastic. But anyway, that's what's happened, and my very quick rundown is that HP Reverb is the VR headset to fly for flight simulation and serious complex kind of, racing sims, all that kind of stuff. But unfortunately it has issues with projection because it's using Steam VR most of the time. That's not the fault of the headset, but it's just the fault of the software being quite rudimentary, and I'm just used to Oculus. And of course it's got issues with Mura. Like if I look out in the headset of the Reverb out there, I see no screen door, but to be honest I don't really see much screen door in the Rift S. I do see a little bit, but it's not that bad at all. In fact, I'm only looking at it now because I've just mentioned it, and it's just not too bad at all. In the Reverb it's not there at all, but you get a fogging, like a foggy kind of Mura effect, which is a bit odd. So that was a shock when I first got it, but I kind of thought, well, never mind, And then of course there's the issue with projection and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, you need to maintain 45 frames per second minimum, not 26, which we are running right now, and it's beautifully smooth. So yeah, the real kind of, after the excitement wore off, I started to realise quite a few things about the headset that were a real issue, and I was still willing to overlook some of those, but then it started obviously misbehaving, and like now I'm feeling the front of my Oculus Rift S headset doesn't feel, maybe like slightly warm. I mean, it's a really warm day anyway. It just doesn't feel hot at all. It's fine. The Reverb got so hot, I think that might be attributed to some of the flickering issues as well as the cable. So yeah, bit of a bummer. Then I thought, well, there's other headsets coming out, so it's fine. Then we have the Index announced and released now. Few issues with that. It's basically going to use the same projection system as all the other headsets, be it HTC or the Valve or the Reverb, because X-Plane will use Steam VR unless of course it's the Oculus, which is sort of hard coded into it, or use its own ASW feature. So yeah, that's a problem straight away. But even with that, like if the Valve Index had a 4K display, yes, I'd go for it. It needs to have, for $1,000, it needs to have that premium 4K display. It's great in many other areas, got a great microphone, brilliant audio. The controllers look very intriguing, although I don't really want them attached to my hands because I use a yoke and things, so that would cause a bit of a problem. But, just by the controllers themselves, they do look very interesting, and the finger tracking on it, wow, looks incredible. Base stations, funny enough, I don't like base stations. it'd be fine if I was playing Beat Saber or whatever, but I'm just not into that, not even the slightest. No thank you. I'm, you know, generally speaking, flying. So if I'm going down here and then checking all this down here, in fact I've realised I've left my ignitions on, so I'll switch those off. Look at that. It's if I did that with the Oculus CV1 with the base stations, doing this, suddenly I'm behind my desk is like here. The tracking is perfectly fine. I wouldn't be able to do that with base stations. Probably the best feature of all is pass through, only because I can reach and find my beer. Like literally now I can't find my beer anywhere, so I'm just going to double click. I'm not sure if you'll see this in the video or not. Hopefully you will, because that'd be very cool if you can. Yep, just found my beer. Cheers. Totally illegal, drinking and flying, but it's fine because we have unlimited supply of fuel, we have no landing fees, and we can drink. Right, so we are just about to head over the English Channel. We're about to head over the Channel and back to Old Blighty. And it looks like we're heading straight for Calais. Maybe we're going to catch the ferry. So yeah, I'm going to be going into Europe in a couple of weeks on the motorbike. And this is my second trip abroad on two wheels. And it's just fantastic. I love it. But one thing I don't enjoy, I'm a little nervous about the crossing. I'm not much of a sea creature. And this time we're heading from Plymouth down to the Picos de Europa in Spain. So we'll probably head down to Santander. So it's kind of an overnight crossing. It means sleeping on a ferry. I've never done that. So any tips from you guys and girls who have ever done that and are a little nervous about that? What have you done to alleviate those problems? Someone mentioned some sort of wristband that puts pressure on your part of your wrist, which helps sort of curb the anxiety and sort of nausea, but I don't know. I think, to be honest, I'd rather just be that guy in the A-team. They used to knock him out before he used to fly. I'm quite happy if someone did that to me. That should be an option when you board. Would you like knocking out, sir? Yes, please. Okay. Poof. Suddenly, oh, I'm in Spain. Brilliant. Oh, actually, we're about to turn, so we're not going to quite make it to Calais. But we need to check, actually, our top of descent as well, which we haven't done yet. We're slacking a bit here. Okay, top of descent's coming in 124 miles. That's going to be coming pretty soon, actually. You'll notice on the display on the PFD that there will be a little green circle appear. And when that happens, we hit Alt, and VNav will do its thing, and we will be heading down. Very intrigued to see what Microsoft Flight's going to do. I haven't really mentioned that yet. It's a bit like a swear word at the moment, isn't it? I think I mentioned it once, but I got away with it. Ever seen Fawlty Towers? It's so magical up here. I love it. Okay, so top of descent is coming up pretty fast. I'm zooming in there so you can see it. See that little, very small marker on there, just there, that little green circle, that is our top of descent. I don't think I've ever flown with such a lack of cloud. My goodness me, I've picked this perfectly. Pretty amazing. And oh wow, guys, check this out. That is an amazing view of the Dartford crossing. There's the bridge there. It's quite an incredible bridge, that is, and it's even more amazing when you think that traffic on it only goes one way. The other side, if you're going from, say, that side down to this side, you go across the bridge, but the other way, you go under the Thames. And then further ahead we have the Millennium Dome, London City. Oh, folks, that just looks amazing. I'm getting distracted here. And yeah, we are getting a few loads because of it. Ortho loading, but that just looks so good. What a flight this has turned out to be. Wow. Don't generally tend to get a view like that every day. Right, we're going to be descending very, very soon, so one quick sip of beer to prepare. All is good. We're a little fast there, we need to kind of target 290 knots. We're not using auto throttles now, so we need to control the speed ourselves as the aircraft is descending per the FMS. We'll go back to the legs page. So we need to be above 190 at Delta Tango Yankee, and then from Delta Tango Yankee we'll be intercepting the Delta Oscar 16 Juliet arrival. Okay, we've just checked ATIS on COM 2 and we have information Romeo, sorry about that stutter there, and we're heading in on runway 27, I believe, and we're just going to put in the tower frequency now so we can monitor. It's a real shame that X-Plane doesn't have proper ATC, particular for VFR. I don't know why. Older versions of X-Plane 8, 9, I think maybe 10 had an options for. Oh, it's already in. Look, never mind. Had options for VFR flyers. All we need is a simple, can we land, basically. This would be an IFR flight anyway, of course, what we're doing today. But it'd just be so nice to have a simple option is to request to land. I don't know why they haven't bothered with that. It just is beyond me. They've been able to implement it in other versions. View outside, guys, is fantastic. It really is. Really nice. Just checking everything's all good there. Right, we're still descending. We're going to get the information. In fact, we'll do it because Avitab's being a pain today. In fact, we don't want you anymore. Go away. We can get the information this way. No problem. So we'll cheat a bit. We've tuned nav1 to the ILS frequency. That's all in there. We could easily put it in there if we wanted to, but hey, feel a bit lazy. Okay, altimeter's set. We could go ahead and just move our checklist along. Look at that, even though the control's out of view, it's still working nicely there. That's very cool. That shows tracking off. Okay, APU and bleeds as required. Well, we could put the APU on for our descent, but no, we won't bother for our approach. Cabin signs as required. Well, I've left the seatbelt signs on the entire way, so sorry about that, guys. Hydraulic pumps are still at auto, that's fine. For landing, landing gear down, 3 green, flaps are set. Yep, that's all standard stuff there, no problem. I mean, today we're not going to really need to use the ILS, to be honest. We could probably... Well, I say that, I mean, the ATIS is reporting pretty good visibility underneath these clouds. Just look at these clouds, guys. Amazing. Wow. Pretty spectacular stuff. Once I started flying with ultimate weather, even though it does sap a few frames, it's just worth it because it just looks really, really nice. Okay, we're below 10,000 feet, so we'll shove our, that's the technical term, shove our landing lights on. So we're just going to imagine that the weather is awful outside, we can't see anything, and we're going to let the aircraft do its thing and take us into land. We're going to manage the throttles. The aircraft has captured the glide slope perfectly there. Doesn't that look amazing? Okay, we're at minimums. Autopilot off. We have the aircraft. Gotta say, performance is pretty damn good. We are a little fast actually here. That's okay, we can rectify that. Might be a little long. It's fine.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Ooh, that was a firm landing, but that's okay. Reverse thrust. Welcome to East Midlands. And what a treat, eh? What a treat to be here with this level of detail. Now that was a very long landing, but never mind, we are down. It's probably been about a month, 2 months since I've even attempted to fly this aircraft. It was make or break, basically. Oh, crikey. Oh, we're still in reverse. Okay, so we need to put our landing lights off. Taxi light, come on, we'll put the APU back on. Seatbelt signs can come off. Not bad, guys, eh? Not bad scenery here. Look at our shadow there. Wow. Wowie. Wow, wowza, wowza. Get rid of that map. Take another look outside. Trying to stay on the taxiway at the same time as panning around. Okay, we need to put our spoilers back in. It's funny, isn't it, because I'm actually getting much better frames. My OVR tool, it wants to go to 30 frames, but I'm going to keep it as it is, because otherwise it'll ruin the Oculus mirror, and we're nearly done now. Look at all that reflections, everything on the cockpit there. Okay, so we're gonna go for this gate here, right next to this dash. And I hope, guys, that you've enjoyed this flight from Switzerland, Geneva, back to Old Blighty, the UK, East Midlands Airport. We have been using the Oculus Rift S with the newly released Orbex East Midlands Airport, of course. This amazing Challenger. I can't remember who did this aircraft, but I'll put it in the description below. Okay, engines off then, guys. Aboard the amazing Challenger. It's gorgeous. It is. I highly recommend. It's been out a while now, but it's had numerous updates. Okay, we'll just shove this off. Sorry, that one there. That'll do for now. Okay, we have now shut down, and it's time to disembark. Welcome to East Midlands Airport. Thank you guys for joining me and watching this. It's really, really appreciated. We're back at this epic airport. I'm loving it more and more now that I've spent some time here. It seems to be running better now than my last video. Go figure. But yeah. Wow, PBR lighting. Can you see the reflection there off the tarmac? Wow. Lots of wows. And I can't help it. Just immense. Everywhere you look. Just reflections off the cowling there. Reflections off the engine. That sun just about to set there. At this airport. I can hear the birds tweeting. The smoke is heading in the correct wind direction. Those lights have just come on there. So we're going to get a bit of lighting coming on now. Simming just does not get any better than this, folks. Right now anyway, but I'm sure it will be in a couple of years' time even better than this. What a great flight. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again maybe soon. Take care. Bye bye.